What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Lovers, where we talk all things sports. Today, we're predicting every MLB Weekend Series in the league. We're going to go down and predict each one who I think is going to win the series. We're going to talk about it, but first, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to drop a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest information. We are doing a live stream reveal, I guess you would say, for the matchups for the tournament soon. So, if you guys want to, you can stick around and come join us for that. You will see who is playing who. We'll talk about some of our predictions, me and Ben's, for the tournament, but we'll do a random selector of who is playing who. It's going to be a big tournament. It's going to be a fun time. I will film it and edit it, so that's the reason I'm doing it. Let's just go ahead and hop right into the video, though. I will announce the live stream at a later date, so be on the lookout for that as well. Moving on, though, first series of the weekend. On Friday, you got the Dodgers going into Chicago. This is going to be a very, very good series. It's going to be more of the interesting ones on MLB Network. I'm getting these out at 12 o'clock for you guys, so you guys can see my picks before first pitch of the first game, which is at 2:30 p.m. We're going to talk about the Cubs first. I think the Cubs aren't really going to win this series. One, yes, they got Dansby. Yes, they've been hitting the ball really, really well. The Dodgers are just overpowering. I think the Dodgers will take this game easily. I mean, what's there not to like about the Dodgers right there? Moving on, you got a battle of the terrible teams right here. You got Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. I'm going with Pittsburgh here at home. I think they're the better team at home, and I think they will prevail at home against a struggling Cincinnati Reds team who has been struggling for the past few seasons or so. Moving on is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Chicago White Sox. I think the Rays are going to win this one at home. Obviously, they started out 13-0, which is unbelievable. The last time somebody did that was the Atlanta Braves, and they won the World Series that following year. So I think they'll win. They might win the World Series this year, but they're at home against the White Sox, and that is one reason to pick them is that they are at home. Still hot. Arizona is really, really good. I expect them to continue to stay hot. Expect them to stay hot. Moving on, you got another terrible matchup, Detroit and Baltimore. This one's a coin flip for me. I'm going to say Detroit gets the dub here. They got Casey Mize out of Auburn. That's why I'm going with that. That's the only real reason that I'm going with that. Moving on, though, you got the Toronto Blue Jays and the Yankees. This is going to be an interesting series in the AL because they're both really, really solid teams. Aaron Nola, it looks like he's pitching Game 1 versus Davis for Game 2. German is pitching for Game 1 for the Raptors. For the Blue Jays, I'm going with the Blue Jays to win this series on the road. It's one of my only road picks this weekend. I'm going with that. Moving on, though, you got Miami and Cleveland. I'm going with Cleveland here at home. They're the home team, so obviously I think they will get the dub here. Moving on, though, you got the one that everybody's been waiting for. The past two World Series champions going at it at Truist Park. The Atlanta Braves hosting the Houston Astros. Both of my teams here. This is going to be a tough one. I think it'll be 1-1. Braves might win that first game on Friday night, and then the second game will go to Houston. But I ultimately think Atlanta is going to get the dub because Max Fried is coming back. He will be back in the pitching rotation there. Spencer Strider started hot. He was hot against the Padres when I watched him. I expect that to continue, and Vaughn Grissom is also been leading it up in batting average here for the Atlanta Braves as the second baseman. So those are the keys to Atlanta. If you can hit the ball really, really well against the Astros team, Astros have been struggling too this season. So I expect the Braves to win at home at Truist Park this weekend. Moving on, though, you got Oakland and Texas. Fun fact about the Oakland A's is that they just purchased, as of today, recording this video, which is the day before, they just purchased some land in Las Vegas, so it looks like they're going to be moving to Las Vegas soon. But regardless, they're on the road against the Rangers, who have been red hot recently. They destroyed the Astros. I expect the Rangers to get the dub at home and continue to stay hot against a struggling Oakland A's team who continues to lose their players to the Atlanta Braves, which is kind of funny in my opinion. Moving on, though, you got Milwaukee and Boston. So I think Boston is going to win this series on the road. Obviously, Milwaukee struggles here and there. It's not really a great game. I'm expecting Boston to take the dub on the road against Milwaukee. The series dub too. So expect that to happen as well. Moving on is Washington and the Twins. I'm taking the Twins at home here. The Twins have been really, really good, and Washington has been struggling in the NL East. Expect the Minnesota Twins to prevail at home, though, against a struggling Washington Nationals team as well. Moving on is the Kansas City Royals going into the Angels. Angels have all the talent in the world. Expect them to get the dub at home against Kansas City. Kansas City has been struggling, but expect the Angels to get the dub at home, though. Expect that to happen. They've got too much talent not to at least beat the Angels, though. Moving on, you got the San Diego Padres going into Arizona. I'm taking the Padres here. They're the much better team here. Expect the Padres to win on the road against the D-backs at home. The D-backs always suck. I expect the Padres to take the dub here as they go on the road to Arizona. They probably will sweep Arizona because they're that bad. But two more series to predict here. One, you got St. Louis and Seattle. I'm taking Seattle at home. The Mariners have been hot recently. Expect that to happen. And the Mets and the Giants. This is going to be a fun series as well. I am predicting the Giants to take the dub against a Mets team who, in fact, just lost Max Scherzer. If you guys did not hear about Max Scherzer, he had the sticky stuff that they're not allowed to have on the field, on the field, and obviously he had to sit out. He got a 10-game suspension, just announced earlier tonight as well, that he got a 10-game suspension for the Mets. So that's one reason that they may lose this series as well. Moving on, though, I did not mention this in the prologue. I actually just pulled this up. We are predicting every MLS matchup. We're just going to go down and predict them. So I will give you guys my weekly MLS predictions that we will start doing this summer too. Let's go ahead and start off with Charlotte and Columbus. Columbus is going to win on the road against Charlotte. Charlotte struggled against Atlanta. They've been struggling. They're a new MLS team. Expect the struggle to continue for Charlotte. Moving on, you got FC Cincinnati and Portland. I'm going with Cincinnati. Cincinnati did they lost their last game 5-1, which was pretty funny if you ask me. I expect Cincinnati to take the dub at home against Portland. You got Montreal and New York. Montreal is going to win at home against New York. Moving on, you got New England and Kansas City. I'm taking New England here at home. New York City FC and Dallas. I'm taking Dallas to win against New York City on the road. New York City does struggle a lot. Moving on, you got Orlando and DC. This is going to be a really interesting matchup to watch. I'm taking DC, though, to get the dub on the road in Orlando. Orlando has been good for the past few seasons, though, so expect a dogfight from them. Moving on, though, you have Philadelphia and Toronto. I'm going Philly here at home. Moving on is Houston and Miami. I'm taking Miami to get the dub at home or on the road against Houston. Houston's one of those teams who struggle. Another interesting one is Nashville and LAFC. I'm taking LAFC here to get the dub on the road against Nashville. Next, Colorado and St. Louis. I'm taking Colorado here. Moving on is Salt Lake and San Jose. I'm going to take San Jose on the road. And LA and Austin, I'm taking LA at home. Seattle and Minnesota, this one's going to be a good matchup. I'm taking Seattle here, though, at home. Moving on, you got the one Sunday game that everybody's going to be talking about on Sunday. Atlanta hosting Chicago. I think Atlanta's going to take the dub. They're my team in the MLS. I saw them play live this year. They looked really, really good. They like to press a lot, and Chicago can't really play that good defense. They can't get back on defense. So that's why I'm predicting Atlanta to win again, and it's also at home, which, fun fact about Atlanta that I literally just saw like an hour ago, Atlanta has more fans coming to their games than Chelsea, Leeds, and another Premier League team, or Aston Villa, rather, too, which is crazy to me to think. But that's going to be all for today's video. Let me know what you thought of my picks in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you guys don't miss out on any of the latest videos. And I will see you guys in Monday's franchise video. Peace.